Hey everybody, how you doing today? I hope you're having a good day. I do. Um, I'm here to explain the People's Court, the Superior Court, and the power that you have. Now, how I came to all of this, the steps that I've taken, there's well over 400 videos that explain this. So, who are you? That's the question that you should be asking yourself. Who are you and what is your authority? You should understand jurisdiction and jurisdictions. You should understand. I'm going to change that. When I say understand, if I continue to say understand, if I say it again, and comprehend is a much better word to be using, please interject that word. All right. Can you comprehend the fact that a gold fringed American flag is a disgraced flag? It is a bastardized flag. And when it flies with a spear up, that's war. When you're in that district court, circuit court, federal court, you see that gold fringe flag and that spear, that's telling you that's war against the people. Now, if it's wings up or wings down, one of those is Vatican, the other is banking. They're both enslavement. And this is where you're supposed to have justice, blind justice for Americans in a court with a flag that stands for no nation and no constitution, because it's a maritime flag, a flag of the sea, of the road pirates, of the land pirates, of the air pirates here in America. And all you people, all you good Americans who work hard and want a good life, and you're being wronged and you're being trespassed, everyone will tell you, oh, you need an attorney. No, that's the last thing you need is an attorney. There is no license to practice law in America. No license to practice law. Bar agents use a bar card. They belong to a private member association. They operate outside of government. These bar agents have infiltrated virtually every institution, every aspect of our lives. And this is why we don't have a justice system for Americans. Now, you have a judicial process. If you can comprehend contract, postal mechanics, you can begin the judicial process. And I have held court many times. The head of the DEA, the head of the USPTO, Gretchen Whitmer, a couple of sheriffs, a couple of undersheriffs, a judge, a county clerk, and others. They're powerless when you bring them into a court of law and you have the evidence of their crimes. Oh, in the description of all previous videos in recent times, you can see a link to the Georgia Constitution, and that explains to you your right to the courts, the right to prosecute in any of the courts. Why would you go into a enemy court? Would you go, if it was World War II, would you go to a German court? No, you wouldn't. So what the hell are you doing in these district courts, circuit courts, federal courts with that bastardized American flag? The Superior Court is the people's court. The Superior Court is Americans' court. I have Reestablished Superior Court or Established Superior Court or both in the county of Kalkaska. Kalkaska-County. I don't know the history of Kalkaska to tell you for certain whether a superior court ever existed here or not. If not, it certainly should have. Now, in Michigan, I believe there is a court in Detroit that has superior written on the outside. Or, you know, well, I don't know, but reasonably sure it's got a gold fringe flag in there. And it's not the people's court. So here on the property, I have allocated an area just inside off the postal road where you can hold court as prosecutor. If you have a claim against any public servant and you want to bring it into a court of law, you can comprehend the contract process, the postal mechanics. You gather the jury, that's 12 judges. You gather an administrator for the proceedings. That's who you would think of as a judge. But in a court of law, that man is basically a referee, there to see that it's fair play on both sides, the prosecution and the defense. Where British agents are prohibited. Where the public attendance is encouraged. Where cameras are encouraged. Where dissemination of the information is encouraged. And where your right to bear arms will never be infringed. So tomorrow is hearing day. I have the damning evidence on those named. They have all been called to appear. They all have a time slot. Right now, there's a couple of good men out putting out flyers around Kalkaska, I believe out into the Traverse City area, about the hearing tomorrow. People, you have the power, But if you don't use it, you have no power. Now, I know this is scary for you folks. You shouldn't be afraid. You have all power. I'm pretty certain that Lynne Buday, judge, dishonorable administrative judge Lynne M Buday, is not resting easy. Same with Kalkaska County Sheriff Pat Whiteford and Under Sheriff Dave Wagner. Village Manager and Village Police Chief Aaron John Popa. And then we got the Kalkaska Postmaster. We got the prosecuting attorney. We got the court clerk, who's also the county clerk. And it'll all be recorded. That'll be the true copy. This is with regards to human trafficking and mail fraud. Mail fraud combined in human trafficking. I've done many talks on this. I have the evidence. So I'm going to take a look at the comments here and see. Hey, Rebel says go. Sky Annates finally made a live show. Well, excellent. I'm glad you're here. Have you read Title 4? We all need to know the flag laws. Well, in the documents section of this, well, I've done several talks. Bear with me just a minute. I'm looking for some paperwork. I'm looking for some paperwork. I want to see if I have anything here with regards to that. I certainly have it at my fingertips in the phone. I should talk about that. Let's see. I will come back to it. Sky and animates. Stay off ships, courts. Thank you, Postmaster Gould. And thank you, Ethan. You and I spoke on the phone over a year ago, and you gave me excellent advice on oral health. Well, good. I did send you a small amount of money because free men don't need anything for free, and your knowledge was valuable to me. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got benefit, and I want everyone to benefit. And you see, I've been through a lot. I've been through, for those of you who are just learning about me and learning about this, I've been through 8 years of gang stalking, international gang stalking from the highest levels of government, because I discovered that cannabis is essential for the health of man and mammal. And it's essential for oral health, as it prevents plaques. It removes calcified plaques. Plaques are the breeding grounds for bacteria. Plaques are formed by bacteria, saliva, and carbohydrates. That leads to tooth decay and gum disease, both harmful to man and mammal. I can go on and on and on, but that's not what this talk is about. I go on and on about the kangaroo courts. I could go on and on and on, but none of that matters. The only thing that matters is Executive Order 13818, which is about the seizure of all assets of human traffickers. Now, we all know, those of us that are red-pilled, we know what that all caps name is about. We know what that maritime flag is about. We know that that's human trafficking. most Americans don't have the balls to say it. Most Americans don't have the balls to stand up to it. I got a couple of good men here with me, and they're back again. And it's just going to get better and better for you folks. My head is spinning. All of this has been mentally invigorating, mentally challenging, great mental exercises. And in the end, it's going to be beautiful. It's when you after you go through stuff like this, you realize it's not the victory that's where all your memories and the meaning is. It's from the journey. It's from what you went through. Now, jurisdictions. Public servants are under 3 jurisdictions when it comes to Executive Order 13818. Executive Order 13818 was put in place by the T-Man. That's federal law. That's United States federal law. That's United States corporate federal law. That's the jurisdiction, the maritime, gold-fringed, tasseled flag that'll either have a spear or wings up or wings down. That jurisdiction. The enslavement jurisdiction of the circuit courts, the district courts, and the federal courts. 13818 applies. In the jurisdiction of military tribunals. 13818 applies. Military justice is separate from civil justice. Oh, we haven't talked about that yet, have we? No, we've only talked about corporate maritime jurisdiction and military jurisdiction. Well, actually we did, didn't we? Because we're talking about the Superior Court, the People's Court, not an inferior court, not a Supreme Court. No, Superior Court. You got it? All right. Anybody got any questions for me? Skynet animates. Your last message was you either removed it or YouTube did. In the description of this video is the schedule for tomorrow's hearings, the names, the time, the location, and the public is encouraged to be here with cameras. Free camping. Tuesday should be about spending time in Kalkaska, wearing white shirts. All right, everybody. I scheduled this video a little bit in advance, which I don't like to do because I never know how I'm going to be feeling. And I like to just, when I'm ready, I know I'm ready, and I just get up and do it. So I got a lot to think about, and that's what I'm going to do. And when I'm ready to come back and talk some more, if I'm ready to come back and talk before tomorrow's hearings, you can be sure I will. All right, everybody, learn who you are, know who you are, know that you have a court. My goal is that the Superior Court gets moved from 1689 Cool Road Southeast, Kalkaska, Michigan, with a zip 00005 zeros in brackets, and the words without the United States. You got that? This property, this court is without the corporate United States, where Title IV flags fly, where your right to bear arms will never be infringed, where public attendance and cameras of all proceedings is encouraged. All right, everybody. I love you. That's why I'm doing this. God loves you. That's why I'm doing this. How about you love yourself enough to be able to show some love back and be a man? All right. Bye for now.